Well, here we go. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I hope for the most part you have situated yourself in the direct line of the fan. It is a warm one today, isn't it? So happy that you are here. I'm Mary Hensley. I'm Chancellor of the Blinn College District, and we're delighted to welcome you to Blinn College's Brenham Campus, and most specifically, Prairie Lea Hall. And as we begin, I'm really going to encourage you, please, if you've got on a jacket or a tie, please take it off. Please. I know we all want to look great, but we've already seen you. And I'm sure it's 100 and something degrees right now. So please, I ask if you'll take off your jacket and your ties and make yourself comfortable. And if not at this moment, if you want to do it more discreetly when you think nobody's watching, then just do so anytime during the event. Also, look over here to my right. You see that Coca-Cola big canister? Well, we have a number of those around. There's some over here. We've got some over to my far left, some over to my far right. So if any time you want to step up and get some, go over and get some drinks. But also, if you will just raise your hand, we have lots of people who are just watching for you to raise your hand, and they're going to bring you some bottled water. So I hope that we're taking care of your creature comforts. Well, this is such a special day, and we have looked forward to this day for more than 2 years. These kinds of buildings, these kinds of events do not occur without the leadership, the great leadership of the Blinn College Board of Trustees, and they are in attendance today. Now, I'm going to tell you that I have a lot of people to introduce today, and I hope I don't forget someone. But we are grateful for your attendance, and we so appreciate your amazing support of this college within this community. So bear with me as I personally thank, and on behalf of our Board of Trustees, thank you for being here today. And I'm going to ask, if I ever call your name out this morning, I want you to stand up, because everybody's going to be looking around and wondering where you are, and you're here, and if you don't stand up, they're going to think you didn't come. And so we want them to know that you took your time out of your busy day to come today. So please stand up when I ask you, if you would, when I call out your name. Well, I'm going to start first with our Board of Trustees. I say this publicly, I say this privately. I say it to my chancellor friends. I say this to the Commissioner of Higher Education. Blinn has the most outstanding Board of Trustees of any community college in the state. I know it, and others know it too. So I would like to take this opportunity to have them stand, and I'll call out all of their names, and then if you would stand as I call your names, trustees, and remain standing, and then we'll give you an applause together at the end. Let me start with Board Chair Jim Colkhorst, who will bring greetings in a few moments. Board Vice Chair Dennis Krausen, Board Secretary Charles Mosier, Trustees Randy Wells, Douglas Bohart, Allison Binke, and Rebecca Ehlert. Well, thank you so much for your leadership. We appreciate you. And as always, and everybody here knows him, but my wonderful husband, my precious husband, is here again as always. And of course, he's the closest person to the fan, I think. But Jim Hensley, won't you stand and be recognized? And I'd like to introduce our stage guests, each of whom will be speaking to you in a few minutes. But let me have the opportunity to ask them to stand, and we'll recognize them together as a group. Lois W. Colkhorst, State Senator for Texas District 18. Milton Tate, Mayor of the City of Brenham. Greg Eden, Chairman, President, and CEO of the National Campus and Community Development Corporation, further known as Nccd. Angel M. Rivera, Senior Vice President of Developmental Services for Servitas. And Blinn College student, Decor Ford. Thank you so much for joining us today. Now I have a list of people, so we're going to do you all in groups. So as I call your name, I'd like for our audience to know that you were here and that we appreciate your presence. Former trustee and current member of the Brenham City Council, Atwood Conjura. Former trustee, L.J. Lucina, Joe Al Picone, and Steve Westbrook. And former Blinn College president, Don Volter, Washington County Judge, John Durenberger, Washington County Commissioner, Candace Bullock, Brenham City Council members, Leah Cook, Clint Colby, and Albert Wright. Washington County Chamber of Commerce President and CEO, Jamie Rankin. City of Brenham Director of Economic Development, Susan Cates. And Brenham Campus Advisory Committee Chair, T. Dipple. Thank you all for being here today. These things don't happen at Blinn College without an amazing administrative leadership team. We have invested so much into this campus and so much into our other campuses. And these are the lead administrative staff members who move this college forward and in a continued direction. If you are a part of the executive council or the leadership team for the administration, would you please stand and let us recognize you? I also would like to thank the talented individuals involved in making Prairie Lea Hall possible. So if you are with Nccd, Servitas, Moss Construction, or Kirksey Architecture, would you please stand and let us recognize you? Thank you, and thank you for getting us to this point today. From Blinn College, I'd like to recognize several individuals who have played a key role in preparing Prairie Lea Hall for this grand opening this morning and for the arrival of students who will be here in just a few days. In fact, starting at 1 o'clock this afternoon, we are opening the building for student tours so they can actually come in and see if they like to live in this facility. So these people have really had a key role in making sure that this building came to fruition. Would you please stand as a group? Richard O'Malley, Assistant Vice Chancellor for Facilities Planning and Construction. Mark Feldke, Executive Director of Facilities Planning and Construction. Michael Welch, Dean of Academic Technology Services. Brad Rowland, IT Manager for Network Systems, and Alex Padron, IT Manager for Client Systems. Thank you so much. And we have an auxiliary group called the Blinn College Foundation, who works so hard to earn monies for scholarships to give to our students so that they can enroll in Blinn and afford to come here. So if you are with the Blinn Foundation Board or the staff, would you please stand and be recognized as well? Thank you. Now, the heartbeat of the college, our faculty and our staff. So probably many of you are wearing blue, but if you are a Blinn faculty member or a Blinn staff member, stand up and let us see who you are. The best, the absolute best faculty and staff ever. Well, it's a pleasure to welcome you today as we open the largest student housing complex on this campus. This is our biggest one. Now, it consists of 2 buildings. The name of these 2 combined buildings is Prairie Lea Hall. This dorm will house more than 500 students, and it will give this campus space now for almost 2,000 students to be residents on this campus. 2,000. I know some colleges that don't even have 2,000, much less just 2,000 who are residents, so that's an amazing number. This number now represents more than any other community college in the state for housing. So if you are interested, if you have friends or future enrollees to come to Blinn, tell them we are here and our doors are open and ready for you. Now behind me, the building that you are looking at is known as Building A. And it features a communal kitchen. It has a refrigerator, an oven, a stove, has lots of counters placed to allow students to cook their own meals if they desire to do so. Now, to my left, to your right, is this other building, and we call that Building B. And it includes a large patio space out in the back, so you could have a grill and cook out hamburgers, and it could host outdoor events for the students or the community as you desire throughout the academic year. Now, both buildings have study rooms, because while you're here and joining our wonderful facilities, we want you to keep your grades up, and so they do have study rooms on each floor. And they also, as you tour today, you will see that they have widescreen monitors. These are very high-tech buildings. They're completely wired with the latest digital everything. So we can accommodate everybody's iPhones and iPads and whatever else you've got that I'm too old to know, but the students are very keenly aware of all these gadgets, and so everything is plugged in. And the students in their study rooms can share their digital content and upload it onto the monitors, so they'll be able to do a lot of shared opportunities together. And also, we tell moms and dads, one thing that many of your students don't know how to do when they come to college is to wash their clothes. They are not used to doing it because usually mama takes care of it while they're still in high school. So here they come, and they go immediately to the resident advisor or resident director and say, I know those are washing machines, but where do I put in the money, and where does the soap go? And so I don't know what to do. And so we have free laundry machines as well as community spaces where students can gather. You can watch TV, you can play games. They have lounging areas in both buildings on each floor. Now, I mentioned a moment ago that this building would not be possible without the vision of the Blinn Board of Trustees. So, in case you don't know this marks the second time in Blinn's history that we have entered into a public-private partnership. What does that mean? It means that Blinn utilizes private funding to construct a residence hall. We do not use students' tuition money. We do not use college operations money. We do not use our state income money. So that's why it's such a benefit, because we can open these dorms without any cost that hits the bottom line of Blinn's operating budget. Now, we have a special partnership to do this, and it is between Blinn College and Nccd. Now, because of this affordability, it allows us to bring students in who can afford to live in this housing, therefore bringing in hundreds, hopefully thousands of students who otherwise may not have had an opportunity to go to college, much less to go to a college that we consider a quote-unquote a real college. You actually live there and experience the college life. So at this time, I'm going to thank our Board of Trustees and ask our chair, Jim Colkhorst, if he would come forward and bring greetings on behalf of the board.
Good morning. Really great to see such a big crowd here on a hot day, but honestly, it really doesn't feel that bad under this tent, does it? You know, you're here because of your support for Blinn College, and that's one thing that is, I think, fairly unique about our college. We've got such tremendous long-term support, not only locally, obviously Brenham supports us, but the many communities that we serve. You know, this is on a hot day, having this many people here, really a great testament. Thank you so much for being here. You know, this day has been many years in the works. Your Blinn board started discussing this project many years ago. And, you know, as the Blinn board strives to upgrade all facets of our college, student housing is no exception. You know, Blinn is unique among junior colleges, and then most do not have on-student housing. And I think that that is one of the great things about the Brenham campus, is that you can come here, you can get an exceptional start to your college career, but you can do it where you've got sports and arts and clubs, dance and cheer. You really feel like you are at a major university. And, you know, we're really, really happy about this new facility that we've got to welcome kids from all over. You know, another thing that's unique about Blinn is that, you know, many junior colleges, their kids only come from within their district, you know, within maybe 50 miles of the campus. We've got kids that come here from all over the state. In fact, we got way more kids that come from all over the state than we do even locally. So it is a unique situation. You know, I think back on my experience here when I went to Blinn College and Lockett Hall. Wow. I can only imagine the memories that are going to be made in this building, because I can vividly recall many things that happened in Lockett Hall, and we can't talk about those here. But I know nothing like that will ever happen in this building. I'd like to thank my fellow board members, the administration, our P3 partners, for the vision to make this new dorm a reality. While I'm up here, I'd also like to invite you all to the opening of the new Relis building on August the 19th. Blinn has and will continue to be highly successful in attracting quality students and giving them a great start in their college careers. This is what we do and what we've done since 1883. Thank you again so much for everyone being here.
Thank you. And again, I encourage everybody, raise your hand if you'd like some water. Well, thank you, Chair Colkhorst. And at this time, it's my honor to introduce Senator Lois W. Colkhorst. Senator Colkhorst is a fifth-generation Texan with ancestral roots dating back to the Texas War of Independence. She serves on numerous committees in Austin, including her leadership as chair of the Health and Human Services and also the Special Child Protective Services Committee. She also serves as co-chair of the Community-Based Care Transition Legislative Oversight Committee and is vice chair of the Special Project All Texans Committee. Audience, please join me in welcoming Senator Colkhorst.
Thank you, Dr. Hensley, and what a great day it is to be here in Brenham, Texas, here at Blinn College, to celebrate yet another opening, Richard O'Malley, of a building here on this campus, and he's given me a thumbs up on that. Chair Colkhorst, to me, Jimmy, said it best when he said Blinn College is extremely unique because it has on-campus housing. And we have been doing this since 1883. This is the oldest community college in the state of Texas, and it is thriving. And you should clap for that, because it is all being done for young people just like that. Let's hear it for the Blinn soccer team. Go Bucks. How about that? Look at those faces. Those are the faces of future leaders of our communities here in Texas and potentially all over the United States of America. And so I want to say to the elected Blinn board, thank you for what you're doing. My gosh, you're leading in the state of Texas. To the staff, you could work anywhere. Man, with online today, you professors, you could work anywhere. But you choose Blinn College. To all of the community, not just, as Jimmy said, in Washington County, but supporting areas, thank you so much. It is important. It is an incredibly important mission that Blinn College has. So, Dr. Hensley, you kind of skated over something pretty quickly. We have more on-campus housing than any other community college in the state of Texas. Do y'all know how many community colleges we have in the state of Texas? 50. 50, and we lead in that. Let me tell you something else that Blinn College leads in, and this is what's super important. I was looking over some statistics on Blinn College, and this board right here, and your professors, and the past board members. The state of Texas now rewards community colleges on success points. What does that mean? It's not just about enrollment. It's not just getting someone here in August, late August, to go to school. The important thing is completion toward degree, right? Blinn College leads the state of Texas in that as well. So from last session to this session, a $3 million increase, over 30%, and that's what it's all about. And so to Blinn College, I say, congratulations. I was counting on my hand, and I'm gonna have to start using the second hand, how many of these openings I've come to in the last 2 or 3 years. The engineering and science building, Mill Creek, now this, and Relish in just a few short days. Let's go, Bucks. Let's lead the state of Texas. Thank y'all so much. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Senator Colhorst, and thank you for all you do for Washington County and for Blinn College, for this community and your region. We're so grateful for your leadership in Austin. Thank you. And another great leader is our mayor. Mayor Tate is an amazing mayor of this community. Brenham and Blinn particularly, we're so happy that he has been able to come to our grand openings. I always ask him to speak on behalf of the city. So won't you join me in welcoming Mayor Tate, who has been a resident of Brenham since 1963. He is a partner with the law firm of Mormon and Tate. He has served as the mayor of the city since 2003. Welcome, Mayor Tate.
I've probably served too long. I've noticed people are helping me get out of my chair and everything else, but that's all right. Good morning. On behalf of myself and the Brenham City Council, it's a pleasure to welcome you and celebrate the grand opening of Prairie Lea Hall on the Brenham campus. This new housing facility provides over 500 students the opportunity to live on campus and not only enjoy the benefits of campus life, but also close proximity to all the amenities that the Brenham community offers. From each of us at the City of Brenham, we wish all students and the staff the best for this next semester. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mayor. And at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Greg Eden. He's the chairman, the president, and the CEO of Nccd. That, again, is the National Campus and Community Development Corporation. For the last 35 years, Mr. Eden has served as an advisor, a consultant, and a developer of projects serving K-12 institutions, higher education, and state and local governments. And during this span, he has become nationally recognized as an expert on the subject of tax-exempt project finance. Please join me in welcoming Greg Eden.
Well, as a starter, thank you, and it's good to be here. In fact, I didn't realize until we were halfway here just how many people comprise 250 in attend. And I'm amazed at how many have turned out, and it's very heartening to see you all here. I want to talk about our company, which is National Campus. I also wanted to talk a little bit about our experience with others that are involved in this project. And the bottom line is we're here because we feel we can give you a superior transaction, not only in the design of the student housing, but also in all that goes into the construction and occupation. This, we realize, is part of the flagship campus. We're glad that we're here to celebrate it. We're proud that we not only could create this experience, but also looking down the road, the opportunity for others. So today I want to say thank you for all your help, and we look forward to seeing some more of you, and hope to do that sooner rather than later. This is probably long enough for me to talk, so I'm going to sit down now. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Eden. Now, at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Angel Rivera. He is the Senior Vice President of Developmental Services for Ceremonial. Now, Mr. Rivera works directly with colleges and universities and investors across the country to develop student housing. And he brings 12 years of public-private partnership transaction experience, including more than $2 billion in transactions since joining Ceremonial. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Rivera.
Thank you, Chancellor. As developer, our role is to align the financing, the design, the construction, the permitting, make all the pieces work, effectively a project manager. In this project, we benefited from a wonderful design team at Kirksey, a wonderful construction team at Moss, the expertise and experience of Raymond James, bringing the financing, the dollars, and a long-term partnership with the college and Nccd, which means players who knew each other and knew how to work together. But there were two challenges that we did not discuss until we were hired. The first one was Dr. Hensley told Richard Cervantes, hey, the rents have to be lower than the last building. This is really difficult, right? Bills are more expensive. People are making a little more. Along the way came this pandemic, supply shortages, labor shortages, increased cost of capital, higher interest rates. But I'm proud to report that while Blinn was a tough negotiator and a good representative of its taxpayers and its students, we were able to, as a group, with fair negotiation and hard work, accomplish the Chancellor's challenge of a new residence hall, 500 beds, with rents that are lower than the last building on campus, and the last newest building on campus. And I recognize that if that challenge had not been set so clearly in front of us, it would not have been our first goal. So I thank you for being a great school to work with, a great place to visit, and somewhere we hope we can be of value long-term through the operations and maintenance of this facility. And who knows, someday you might need another one, and we're at your service. Have a nice day.
We have a lot of important people on this stage today, but I have to be honest, this next one is super important. I'd like for you to meet Decor Ford. He is a second-year criminal justice major, and he is a member of the Blinn College football team, and he himself is going to reside in Prairie Lea Hall. In addition, not only is he just going to be a resident, a student athlete, but he's going to be a resident assistant. So he'll have a work experience here, and he's going to provide guidance and assistance to his 499 other colleagues who live in this building. Won't you please join me in welcoming our extraordinary student and future community leader, Decor Ford.
Thank you for the introduction. Hello, everyone. How y'all doing? My name is Nicole Ford. I am a second-year criminal justice major from Houston, Texas. I'm also a part of the Blinn football team under Coach Mahon. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to play here at the next level. I'm a defensive tackle, and I will be a resident assistant at Prairie Lea this year. I enjoy living on campus because how friendly and welcoming the housing department staff is, and how they make me feel like I'm at home, at my own home, away from home. I look forward to living in Prairie Lea this year. On behalf of Blinn students, I would like to give a huge praise and thanks to Chancellor Hensley, and the Blinn Board of Trustees for building this beautiful new residence hall and making it all happen for the students. Thank you.
So Decor, we're going to keep our eye on you. We want you to be in those study halls, making sure that the other students are using those study rooms, right? And you're going to be a great leader and someone that our other students, as a second-year student, they're going to look up to you, right? And I'm going to be watching you every Saturday night at Cub Stadium, cheering you on. And so, won't you give it up again, please, for Decor? What a great student. I also want to say that he's a criminal justice major. And Decor, I thank you for that. It's a great major. Well, as we prepare today to close this ceremony, I would once again like to thank and to commend the Blinn Board of Trustees for providing the leadership and the governance and the vision to make today possible. I also would like to thank the administrators and staff who helped to coordinate today's events. And as I call your name, won't you please stand and let us recognize you? Executive Vice Chancellor Leighton Schubert, Special Assistant to the Chancellor and the Board of Trustees, Lori Clark, the Marketing and Communications Department led by Director Rich Bray and Assistant Director Darla A. Arter, Executive Assistant Sharon Johnston, stay up, Director of Public Safety and Emergency Management, John Chancellor, and the Blinn Police Department, PC Support Manager, Alex Padron, and the Academics Technology staff, Director of Facilities, Brandon Barrow, and his staff, and Blinn College's outstanding Food Services Department led by Director Joe Schultz. Thank you all so much for helping this day be so successful. Now here's the teacher in me that comes out as I give you instructions. As you leave today and as we begin to close this ceremony, our residence assistants, many of you have seen them already, they're wearing blue Blinn shirts. They're blue polo shirts. And as you leave the tent, they would like to hand you a commemorative wall charger. It's got, of course, our Blinn marketing on it, so we hope you use it and use it often and frequently. Last time we gave these chargers out, for the next week or actually month, I would get discreet calls. I would go to an event and somebody would shake my hand and say, Dr. Hensley, do you have another one of those chargers I might get? So we used up our entire stockpile. And so they're really wonderful. So don't forget to get your electronic charger today as you leave and look for the blue shirts and they will give it to you. This is just a small token of our appreciation. We are charged up here at the college for another great year. We are charged up because finally we are coming out of a pandemic. We are charged up because we are getting back to regular operations again. And so enjoy the charger as you desire to continue the good luck and the goodwill for this college. Now, I invite you to tour both buildings. Again, Building A behind me, and over here is Building B. We have food and refreshments and air conditioning. The food and refreshments will be in the lobbies, both buildings, on the first floor. The air conditioning, thank goodness, is throughout. At this time, we're going to do the formal picture taking and the blue ribbon cutting. So when I close the ceremony, I would immediately like for the Blinn Board of Trustees and our stage guests to join me over here as we take a ceremonial ribbon cutting photo. You know, Ms. Chair Kokor's mentioned we started in 1883 and we have pictures for all the major events at Blinn. So this is one of those moments that literally will go into posterity. Our ribbon cutting will be in the front of Building A in that entrance. I want to thank you again. You have no idea how important it is and how much it means to have the city and the county and the chamber and our community leaders celebrate in the successes of Blinn. It's such a great partnership for all of us. So I hope you enjoy your tours of the facilities. Stay as long as you would like. As you immediately leave, you might want to grab one of those Coke bottles and get some water, and then head in after the blue ribbon opening to one of the two buildings. This is reserved for you until 1 o'clock. And then after 1 o'clock, we have actual students who are waiting to get in to see what the dorms may look like. I wish you all a very healthful year, filled with no more pandemics or crises, with many blessings for this country and for this community and for each of you. Godspeed. I hope you go with great will and know that you are loved and appreciated within this community. At this time, I will close the ceremony. Wish you well again. Ask the trustees and stage guests, if you would, instead of talking, would you just quickly go and let us get a photo, and then you can just talk to your heart's desired. Thank you again, and go Bucks.